something's wrong. It's a little 50cc kids quad. We'll see if we can get this running. Made by a company called Hawkmoto. I think it was basically made in 2017. Some of the things I have noticed is we're missing our spark plug, an ignition barrel here. We'll delete that. I'll need to obviously figure out the wiring for this because we don't have a key. It does look like it's got a kill button across the top here. We've got some sort of safety switch as well. I think that's so you can put a leash on this. Judging by the springiness of this thing, I think you'd end up losing an eye, right? Come on. Everything seems fairly complete. I mean, obviously it needs some TLC. Joint down here on this wheel. You can see that's not any good there. We're missing the pull cord for it, so we've got a little bit of plastic damage just there. Nothing that a couple of washers won't fix. It does turn over. Sounds okay. Back end here seems to be seized. It's not the brakes. Brakes seem to be actuating absolutely fine, so I don't think it's the brakes that are holding this. Tyres need some air in them, because you can see there they're moving against the rims. It's been a couple of days. I had to order obviously some parts and they're finally in. I had to obviously get another spark plug. Turns out that it was the BMR6A. This was damaged originally, and this cable was actually poking out. Now there was some sort of spring that was on it. Now I ended up chopping off the end that it got corroded, and I'd squashed that clamp back in. I've pushed it back in. Think it'll work. I've cleaned up the rust just on this face here, and there was this patch obviously where it's been sitting just down here. We've got spark. Let's get this carb off. Let's have a look at that. Right, it looks like there's two Phillips screws here, and then there's this cable that runs down and then into the carb itself. So this here must be the throttle. It appears to be hand tight or loose. There's the needle. Right. Should just come off. There's two Allen bolts just there. Now these bolts are running like straight through and then in. That's that one out. That's that one out. There we have it. Carb. So that there is the choke. I was wondering where that was. Managed to not break that gasket though, so I'll take that as a win. Now, just in case anyone has any doubts, I am by no means a carb expert. And let's see if we can find anything. So the first thing that we've got then is I want to take this hose off. So we want this bowl off. There's a little Phillips here. So there's some lovely two-stroke. Right, so that's the bowl and the float. I don't hear anything in the float. I think we should be able to pull this out. Come on. And then that's the float itself, or the needle. Now we've also got the fuel tap here, so I'm going to pull them off.
Nice.
Now that'll just let me make sure that that's not blocked, so I'll probably just blow some air through. Oh. There's some wee holes in there, so we need to make sure that they're all free. We've got this. Now, I don't know if that's idle or just fuel mix, air fuel. I don't think you want to watch me clean this, but I'm just going to go over, basically. Squish this out, call it good, put it back together. So carb's back on, that's fine. I've got the fuel tank connected again. I did think I had some spare filters, but I don't have any that will fit that. So I'll order them as well. But it seems clean enough, so we'll use that. We'll see what happens. If we spin this wheel, these wheels, we can see obviously it turns round, but then all of a sudden it stops. I might be best switching this around and maybe taking that clutch off just in case. Let's see what we've got here. I think it's the chain. Oh, unbelievable. Because you can see it actually there. You see how it comes up here? Whereas these are all moving absolutely fine. And then you get to that one and it wants to come up. Right, it's that link. I knew it didn't make sense. Right, okay, well I'm probably going a wee bit too far into this now. I kind of still need this chain off though. Aha! Just had to undo it from the back one. Oh, jeez. I'm just going to get the pliers onto that, move it backwards and forwards and try and get it to loosen up. A little bit nasty inside of there. Ho ho! You dancer! Chain's done. Oh, is there schmoo on my lens? Oh. 2 seconds. Now, based on the distortion of the lens, you probably know that things have got a wee bit serious there when the camera was off. Right, I got the chain freed up, so that's all loose now and moving. I did have to pull out the blowtorch in order to separate it. There wasn't enough, there wasn't enough, just couldn't get a bite with the pliers and the grips, so useless. Anyway, freed up. WD-40'd that's good. We've got the kind of flywheel here, that's all been cleaned up, sandpapered as well. And our clutch, our centrifugal clutch, has all been cleaned up as well. Now I did sand these, but you'll notice how there's these shiny spots here, so basically I think that means that the clutch material here is actually came all the way down and it's now on the actual metal plate itself. So ultimately this here probably needs to get replaced. But it's all cleaned up though. I think they are cheap enough. I don't know, I've not actually looked at them yet. So we will now stick that on the shaft. We'll give it one more just for good luck. We'll give it a good tap. Tap, tap, tap. Right, let's stick that in there. And what do I want next? Oh no! Shite. Thanks for telling me. We'll stick a little bit of the tight that is lock. Just put that on there. Right, let's get back to where we were. Yeah, we'll touch on the. I would say that's good enough for the girls that we go out with. Well, the battery died and I'm not too sure when it died. But, case back on, that's fixed, chain's fixed, rolls freely now, doesn't jam up. I think we're ready to take this outside and try and fire it up, see if it pops off. thanks for joining me on this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more content. Hopefully I'll get some other good projects coming in. I do have rumours of doing another project very soon, actually for a subscriber, so I look forward to that. Hopefully that happens. But until then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.